Okay.
Okay,
We see
so
the mic is working. So
perfect time to start then.
here we're back for episode 4. And
Of this new season, of this new
this new
era.
adventure and new era. um, and we were thinking about what we want to talk about today. And we kind of want to go into living the life we want, like getting over our fears and talking about our journey with that and some things that we've had to get through and do to just keep on keeping on, right? So
Yeah.
it all started.
It all started with a little person that we didn't know yet until she was born.
Yeah,
I think that's the motivation we got. But for
yeah.
other,
Our why
mm-hmm.
just, yeah, like it was crazy how having a child, like our whole mindset just did a 180
Yeah, I already
completely.
wanted to invest in real estate from way
You
before.
did, yeah.
Like
I
I
naysayed that. I will admit it.
yeah, I kind of had that mindset of like making money without really needing to
Go to a 9 to 5 job.
go to a 9 to 5 job or like either like or work a regular thing. And
Mm-hmm.
you know it's something that when you say you want to make money without doing anything,
Well, it's not doing any. It's not doing anything.
it's not doing anything, but basically by owning a property or things like that, it's like, well, then what are you gonna do? Well,
Yeah.
maintain the property.
Yeah. So our daughter Rumiella, was born in December 2017. And before that, I had a job in interior design, working at a design firm, designing schools and government buildings, and I think they did churches, and it was horrible. So,
Nice. It's like
and it was horrible.
you were setting it up in a way that is like,
I know. Well,
and
that's
I
so
had a lot of
cool.
fun. Yeah,
I know.
exactly.
I idealized it like after I graduated and stuff, but I really didn't like it at all. So I quit before I had Rumi, and like I was just like, I don't know if I could ever do this again. Like I didn't know what was going to happen. I think we were both kind of were thinking we need to figure out a way for me to stay home. Like we
Yeah.
would have just done whatever it took. We just kind of took it day by day.
Well, that was the main goal. Then I
Mm-hmm.
had a little uh some news from my job at the time. Right, I think it was a week before Rumi was born. Like it was right after, right before I took my paternity leave, but
Mm-hmm.
um, right before then and right after I gave the notice that I was going to take that week off because you were like, dude, I need you home. Like, I'm
Yeah.
about to explode, basically. So you couldn't do anything. And they said, well, we're shutting down the department. So something like 200 employees were going to be jobless, including me. So you just quit.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to be jobless in
Yeah, but they
a
paid
few
you
months.
for how many months?
Yeah, and I'll get to that. So
Mm-hmm.
I was lucky because the company that I was working for was going to give me 16 weeks of paternity leave, and then after that, I went back for like 2 weeks until my department completely shut down, and they gave me another 16 weeks of severance. So basically, I don't know, the first 8 months of my daughter's life,
You had to stay home.
I got to stay
It was
home.
such a good it was such good luck. Like those were the most relaxing when she was born. At least the first 3 months were some of the most relaxing times we've ever had. We just got to lay on the couch and like enjoy our newborn, which I'm so thankful for.
Yeah.
It literally like it was the calm before the storm.
Right? Well, yeah, because during that time, we were calm, but at the same time, we were trying to figure out what our next step
Yeah.
was going to be.
You were like, okay, what are we gonna do?
I mean, I think for me, I was still in that thought of 9 to 5 a little bit but I wanted to
Yeah.
get to the next step, which was working from home because I
Hmm.
realized I don't want to leave this cozy feeling. Like I want to have a baby in my arms most of the day.
Yeah.
I had that like first dad thing, and she's my baby and all that stuff. So I wanted
Yeah.
to work from home because I still was thinking that I needed to have a job, which actually worked out because that allowed us to buy our first property. But
Hmm. Yeah, that was 6 years ago. That's crazy.
oh my god, you're right.
So 6 years ago, that's when it all started. Um, and we obviously like our situation was it's crazy how relaxed. I mean, I don't really remember, I guess, but thinking back, it's like, wow, I guess we were pretty relaxed for the circumstances. We were like, Marcos doesn't have a job, and
Well, the
you
thing
were
is,
getting paid, but
this one, I was getting paid. I was still getting paid my salary, so that was relaxing. That we knew that we had
yeah,
our bills covered, so there wasn't
yeah,
an issue there. And then on the other hand, too, is that I knew I was going to be able to get a job
yeah, that's
just like
true.
that or
Yeah,
better, so
yeah,
it wasn't really a concern.
yeah. What we were thinking deeply about was what our next step was to work towards financial freedom one day. And we would make mood boards, I remember.
Yeah.
And I started listening just to everything I could, bigger pockets. That's when I started listening to Graham Stephan, who now has like millions of subscribers on YouTube. I listened to him when he had like 20,000 subscribers. And I loved his content back then. It was more like real estate. Um, and who else? I don't know. We just started immersing ourselves really in learning about different ways to invest in real estate. We knew we wanted to have rentals. We
Yeah.
thought about doing flips though to like get some capital.
Well, what
But
happened is that we didn't really know how to do a flip or how to get financing for a flip.
yeah.
Um, we got advice about hard money, but at the time we were like, I don't want to pay all this interest and like it's. I wish we would have known more because
Hmm. We were
probably
scared of hard money.
we were scared of hard money, which is nothing to be scared of if the numbers work.
Yeah, now it's completely different mindset. But back then, just because we didn't know anything,
Yeah,
it was really we were in the beginning stages. It was everything was a risk for us. And so how we made the best decision was what we felt most comfortable with.
correct. We were on the right track on certain things though,
Yeah.
because I wanted to get a HELOC on our home because we renovated it completely and we bought it at a really good price quite a few years before that. So we knew we had equity and we knew about HELOCs. I mean, I've been in real estate since 2013, so it's not that we were so green that we didn't even know any concepts. We kind of
I guess I was though.
yeah.
I really was. I really didn't know.
So we were like 50% there.
Hmm.
But I understood all the concepts. However, I really didn't know how to articulate very well so you would feel comfortable with that risk probably. I think that was one of the
Yeah.
concerns there. Um, so
Our big dilemma was we didn't want to sell our townhome, but we were trying to find every way around it, and we ended up just deciding like this is what we have to do, and it was a hard decision
oh my god, so
because it's
hard.
a sacrifice. We spent a lot of work, where a lot of time. Especially my dad really helped us. He really gave us a leg up on our whole journey. Of course, we were talking about this yesterday with him. Like because of him. He helped us start our business basically, and so it was hard because of that, because we worked on it with him, and
Yeah, we
he
built
had
those
put his
memories.
own work,
Hmm.
time into it.
Well, and he taught us so much because your dad is an amazing person. Like he's what you call a
Renaissance man.
renaissance man. Yeah,
Yeah.
like he's a computer engineer that can get his hands dirty and like build basically rebuild a car and rebuild a house, and it's just insane the amount of knowledge he has when it comes to that
Yeah.
building stuff. It's just crazy, and we touch every square inch of that townhome basically.
Yeah, it was sort of like it was our initiation into everything. Like, this is how you do this and this and this. And
We laid flooring, we put
yeah,
tile, we installed. Well, we didn't do the window because the association didn't let us.
yeah, we put a bedroom in the basement.
Yeah,
Had
we
to
added
frame that
equity
out.
right away.
Yeah. Yeah, and I didn't even understand that back then, that that was like gonna add the
Oh, I did.
value.
That's why I pushed for
Yeah.
that.
Maybe I did. I just have a horrible memory. I really do
I
have a
think you give
really
yourself,
bad
yeah.
memory. So I don't know. Oh, that's what happens after you have kids. I swear, it just after I have kids, like my memory is so bad. But I don't know if any moms out there can relate. But it just, I don't know.
Yeah,
So yeah, we decided in the end, we were the best thing for us was to sell it.
we thought at the time, yes.
Yeah, without the time we see now, we probably didn't have to, but we did, and we got, and we kind of needed. I don't know where we would have gotten that cash, I guess, but to buy the duplex that I wanted, we needed to put 15% down, and it
Yeah,
was 403,000 we bought it for.
yeah. It was a good experience too because you found it. It wasn't even in our search, actually.
Because I think it was out of our price range,
Yeah.
but I knew how to run numbers. I started practicing running numbers. I would look at all the duplexes and then like just run my own numbers. And I told Marcos, I think this one we're gonna actually make money living there. I think we made $200 a month, right?
I think, yeah, when we got the tenants, we made
Yeah,
$200 a month. And that's after paying all the.
mortgage.
No, we were
No,
$200 down.
we paid $200 a month. Okay.
Yes. But
Well, I know. I remembered thinking, okay, because I think 500 was our highest that we wanted to
yeah.
pay.
But the thing is that that's doing house hacking. So that's our
Right.
first experience. Like it's not just investing in a duplex and then having tenants on both sides. We were going to move into that duplex. That's why it needed to be
Exactly.
something that
That's
you
why,
like.
yeah, I was picky, very picky. And it was a really good duplex. It was very unique in Northeast Minneapolis. It was side by side and just like mid-century type. I don't know.
Yeah, it was super cool. And not only that, but we also had on the side that we moved into, we had the opportunity to add a lot of equity because the side that was the
Both
better
sides.
side,
Mm-hmm.
well, yeah, both sides. The side that was better, we had to build a wall to create the bedroom, but it already had a couple egress windows and a second bathroom. So that side with just the wall and sheetrock and paint and some flooring too. I can't remember exactly now what we did. I knew we had to do some light rehab, what we
Mm-hmm.
consider now light rehab. Anyone else wouldn't consider that light rehab, but um, we had to do some work like that, replacing fixtures and little things just to make it look better and more appeal more to the right tenant, to the tenant that we wanted to live
Well,
right next to.
the people that renovated it before, like, did the randomest shit in that duplex. Like, what were they thinking?
Yeah,
They'd put like corrugated metal on everything. And I
yeah,
was like, this has to go. This is so ugly. We had to leave it in the shower in the basement.
yeah.
But yeah, so, but it was, we didn't, it was still a good duplex. I mean, we had we lived in there until our daughter was 18 months, no, 2 years,
No,
2 years,
a year and a half we lived there.
18 months.
Yeah, because we
Okay.
bought it in December 2018. So yeah, our daughter was a little bit over a year old when we closed and moved into it. We worked during the
Oh no,
winter
then she was two when we moved, I was saying.
when we moved out.
She was two and a half.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so that's how we started in this journey. It wasn't always easy.
Yeah, but we did a lot. We truly did what you're supposed to with that duplex
Hmm.
until we sold it. That you're not supposed to sell it, but
I know. That's for a whole nother time why we decided to sell it. But
but it was a nice experience there because again we got to do a lot of work on it. We added on our side, we renovated completely one of the bathroom that existed there. We did work on the bedrooms. We did work on we added an egress window and a bedroom in the basement. We added another bathroom, a whole living area.
I'm making the sign of Marcos right now. Talk, 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 talk.
That's why we have a podcast, so I can talk.
I know. You could go on for like an hour to saying all the things we renovated.
Yeah, I could. I get excited about it. Okay,
I know.
we worked so hard on it. I'm proud of the work we did, and we were able to birth.
Yeah, we were able to burr it. It was easy back then in the low interest rate days and when the price home prices weren't crazy like they are now.
Yeah.
But yeah, so when our daughter was born, we really just had something click in our mind like we need to start working towards financial freedom, which to us means making money and having the freedom to do in our life whatever we want. If we want to go on vacation in the middle of, I don't know, January to Florida to get out of this Minnesota winter, then that's what we're going to do.
If
And
we want to
that's,
go camping for a week
yeah,
in the middle of May.
yeah. So yeah, I think financial freedom and abundance just really go together because I don't
You
know.
can't if you want financial freedom, it's very hard to have a lack of mindset
Yeah,
because you know that with financial freedom you have to work towards that, of course, but once you're there you have to make sure that you realize, okay, I'm good. I what's the next step? But at the same time it's like you need to appreciate where you're at.
yeah, definitely. But that freedom comes from knowing that you inside yourself create money, basically. You have the skills, you have the, like we said before, whatever it is that you want to create that you enjoy and that excites you, that you put that out in the world and that creates abundance and which gives you freedom.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
money gives you the freedom to be able to do the things you want.
yeah, I think that something that I had to change myself
Mm-hmm.
with the way I see money, because I was with, I think, probably most of the world right now, at least humans out there, that we see money as a problem. I used to see money
Yeah,
as the source of problems, as
of all
of
evil.
all evil.
I know I used to say that. The money is the source of all evil.
Yeah, and when and we've been talking a lot about that lately too. That money is an energy,
Mm-hmm.
really, and money is not nothing but is is energy, and it also makes you exchange.
Yeah. It's a form of like it's for exchanging energy,
Yeah,
right? And exchanging value.
value. That's where I was going to.
Yeah. Yeah. When you see it that way, it changes everything. Cause like,
It's not something that you have to hoard and accumulate, and
yeah,
nobody needs to touch my stuff.
yeah,
My precious.
my precious. Yeah, for sure. When you have that mindset, the Smeagol mindset,
Oh my gosh.
I love that
The Smeagol mindset
mindset.
is such a lack of mindset.
Yeah, for sure. So I don't know. We get into moments where we clench up and definitely like feel, oh shoot, like what are we doing? Like, you
You
know,
just said that
I
before
know,
we started filming,
I know
recording.
it's so weird because like, you'll just be living your life and you're doing what you're doing, and then all of a sudden you're like, what the fuck am I doing? I don't know if anybody else has that happen to you, but sometimes I just get that like, holy shit, what am I doing? But then you're like, okay, it's okay. I'm okay. I'm okay.
Well, imagine me. I get that all the time.
Yeah.
Imagine. So when it comes to money itself, too, and amounts of money,
Yeah.
which is it is the weirdest thing that has happened to me because, well, if you've been listening to this podcast, you already know I'm from Argentina. If this is the first episode you listen to, well, I'm from Argentina. Hyperinflation is not only something that a word that's thrown out there, is something very real for my country of birth. Just imagine in the last year and a half we had 145% inflation. That means that, I mean, I can't tell you what that means without like, it's very hard to understand
Go
when
get a
I
calculator.
yeah, right. So when I left the country, I was making something somewhere around like 4,500 pesos a month, which were about $1,000, give or take. Okay. Um. So $12,000 a year, or something like that.
Mhm.
Minimum wage. Right now in Argentina, minimum wage is more like 1,200. $1,200 a year. So imagine
That's
coming
crazy.
all with the perspective that you're making only $1,000 a month. Then you can hear, and at the time we were looking at rents for what, like $600, $700 to live ourselves. Then we ended up going more
Really?
expensive. Yeah, that was the goal.
Hmm.
Because me, I was looking at those prices and I was like, I'm
Yeah.
gonna get a heart attack, and I'm only 24. What the hell? We're gonna pay 600-700 bucks to live where? In
Okay, but do you know what's crazy about inflation? It makes you realize how money is just a concept. It's
it
like
is.
it's just play money. It's like
It's like Monopoly.
it's like Monopoly, yeah, because it's all relative to your perception of its meaning and its value.
Yeah,
And in Argentina, that's fluctuating by thousands of pesos,
yeah.
like in a couple years or millions. I don't even know what it
Well, I mean,
depends. It's all relative, right? Depends on what you're buying, I guess.
depends on what you're buying. Depends on what you're. I mean, the unfortunate part is that your salary never catches up
Yeah,
because one month you're making 80,000 pesos, and that might be somewhat enough. Then the next month you're making 150,000 pesos, and that's not even enough because
yeah,
inflation just changed everything so much. But then when you look at it in dollars, it's just, even though the number in pesos keeps going up exponentially,
uh-huh.
the value, if you see it in a currency that's more stable like the dollar, keeps shrinking and shrinking and shrinking and shrinking
Yeah,
on everything, and to the point where there are companies that don't want to sell their goods until they know that there's some more stability, and there's a lot of other issues. But
I thought it was really crazy. Sorry, but like I thought it was really crazy. It's making me remember when you told me people they don't care, so they just go out and like spend all their money because they know it has literally no value. So
yeah,
just
that's
like
something that I was listening to in social media and things like that. I don't watch the news or anything. I stopped watching the news in 2005, I think it was, when I was,
really,
yeah, barely an adult. I was like, not
they
this
just go
is,
out to eat every day. You told me, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I was hearing. They just go out to eat. They just go to a brewery because it's like, you know what?
Tomorrow this is gonna be like half as much. That's so interesting.
Yeah, so I pay utilities, I pay rent, and then the rest, why am I going to save it? And
Yeah.
then they penalize you if you buy dollars, which is a more stable currency.
Yeah.
I mean, Argentina is the country, apart from the United States, is the country with the most amount of dollars outside of the United States.
Hmm.
American dollars, like not Canadian dollars. No, no, no.
Yeah.
American dollars. So that's another crazy thing. But that's what happens with money. That's why it's so important that you don't think about it as, oh, I saved up $100.
Yeah.
Don't be
Because that could
Smeagol.
change. Don't be Smeagol. Yeah.
Yeah, that $100. Well, if you would have, if somebody would have thought about that 100 years ago, the dollar from
Hmm.
100 years ago, yeah, they would have had, let's say, they said $10,000. Right now, that's probably worth, I don't know, 100,000, maybe
Yeah.
150,000. But the purchase power of those $10,000, before you could buy, probably back 100 years ago here in the U.S., you could
Hmm.
buy a house, a car, all the
Yeah.
furniture, blah blah blah, and now you probably need $1 million to buy the same thing, even though the value
Yeah.
of it
Exactly.
with inflation and everything, maybe it's only 100,000. And again, go and
Hmm.
do some research, because I'm, as always, we're not googling this. You're not gonna get exact numbers, but
Hmm.
it is about the concept more than the actual
Yeah.
numbers. The value of those $10,000, let's say, is now 100,000 or 150,000. But in order to buy the same thing that you bought
Hmm.
100 years ago with $10,000,
Hmm.
now you need $1 million. So what's the value really?
Yeah. It's what we say it is.
Yeah,
Yeah. Which is very interesting. Like, and that's when you realize, oh, okay, if it's what I say it is, then I have the power. Like,
correct.
yeah. So,
And you can produce it in the weirdest ways. I mean, especially through real estate, at least I believe, right? But you can make money out of nothing,
hmm.
literally. And to anyone that's listening to this, I am not saying this, oh, well, it's easy for you because you're in real estate and all that stuff. I came to the United States with a backpack and a guitar. I left Argentina, I packed everything. I left stuff there for my family because I was like, I'm not going to need a
And
fridge.
$0.
Yeah, actually, I came here with debt. I was $600 down, which for Argentina was a lot of debt. But um, so I came here. My whole life was a guitar and a backpack. That was all my clothes, all my belongings were
Hmm.
that. And I just came here. And now I'm investing. I'm talking about all this stuff. I am helping people do the same thing. If I can change my mind around
Yeah.
money and
Wealth. Yeah.
wealth, and strive to become more abundant with
Yeah.
day, because I still have to work on a lot of other things. I'm not
Yeah. We we're on our journey. I wouldn't say we're there yet,
not even
even.
close, I think.
Yeah. But we work on it. And that's all you can do is
Hmm.
just like notice the emotions that come up when certain things happen. Like I said, when I start having that, like, oh my God, what the fuck am I doing? And I notice that, and then you have to like bring it back. What do I want? Like, I focus on what I want. I focus on those feelings of I am safe because I can create from me anything that I want. If I want to do a new business, I'll do that. And I can
Yeah.
create money that way. It just, it's hard sometimes when you're in the middle of it.
It's so we had a meeting today with a new client, and it was so refreshing to see someone that had such a, like, when you first meet someone and they have such an entrepreneurship
Mm-hmm.
mindset,
Mm-hmm.
it entrepreneurial
Mm-hmm.
mindset, however you say it. And he had a story. He hasn't even been.
He's been here just a couple of years.
Yeah, he's been
Yeah.
in Minnesota for just a couple years, and like he's done so much. It's insane, and he's
Yeah. Some people make it look easy too,
yeah,
and I think it is all your perception of just what you can do and be like, "Oh, yeah, I'm just going to do that." Like, I want to do this. Okay, I'll just do it. Some people are just, "Okay, let's do it." And then other people like be like, "Oh, shoot, but I got to do this and I got to do this and oh, like it's so much risk." And you know, I think we were somewhere in between in our start. We were just kind of like a little bit scared. What are we going to do? But we have to do something. We can't sit here and live this life. So we have to just jump off that cliff and start.
yeah. I like to say a phrase that we say in Argentina: you jump to the pool, and then you check if there's water or not.
I don't know about that one. You could die.
Well, get really hurt minimum. Um, Even if there's water, depending on how what's the height there. But I have a friend that did that. Um, but it's about taking that risk, that leap of faith.
Yeah, trusting. It's that trust part. I think that's probably
That's the hardest.
the hardest part. Yeah. Yep. So it's not easy for anybody. I
No.
think maybe it is easier for some people, I guess, than others if you've done it more than once. Like my dad was telling me about this guy today he knows who like he's gone bankrupt like 3 times. He just keeps like going bankrupt and then creating a new business. And he has like hundreds of employees. Like he creates like huge businesses. Then
Uh
he goes
huh.
bankrupt and then he just does it again. And it's sort of funny if you it depends on like the lightheartedness that you think about creating with. You're like, oh, this is so serious. I have to make this business and it needs to be successful. And if it's not,
Mm-hmm.
then I'm gonna just lose it all up.
Yeah.
Like, okay,
Well, look at that
gotta
guy.
just do it
Three
again.
times he lost it all,
Yeah.
and instead of the first time, instead of being, I don't know, under a bridge on the streets, just like being kicking himself over that,
Mm-hmm.
he went and did it again,
You know, dig it and
and then he
again.
lost it again, and then he's like, "Oh fuck, okay, I'll go and do it again then."
Yeah.
And then he lost everything again,
Yeah.
and now he's doing it
It's
again.
just a game,
It is
and
like,
it comes from you.
mm-hmm,
If you don't do that, then you'll stay living under a bridge.
exactly.
It's like, who cares if you go bankrupt? I guess you can just do it again. Like, it's all like those are the things that we try to take examples, especially like that's an interesting story to me. I love hearing about people like that and just be like, wow, like that guy's like he's got some resilience, man. You know?
That is the key, I think, to live life is resilience.
Yeah.
Life is about that
Persistence and resilience.
persistence, resilience. Like you get kicked down, you get back up.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how many times you fail, how many times you got kicked in the nuts by life,
Yeah.
or kicked in the butt. Okay, whatever. Um, But as long as you get back up, that's what's important. You can go, you can have an amazing story at least at the end. Yeah,
For sure. Yeah.
we know people like that that have lost it all. We have clients even that have done that,
Yeah.
and they're still like, it's just another beginning.
Yeah.
And that's a mindset you have to have and make sure
Keep on keeping on.
keep on keeping on.
That's what we started the podcast with. Keep on keeping on. I had an old boyfriend who used to say that all the time.
Really.
Yeah. And I like the Nemo, just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. So that's what we're doing all the time, day by day. Today was a long day, one of those hectic days.
Yeah.
And it wasn't one of the worst days, but it's like, okay, I'm tired. Like, I didn't really feel like sitting down and film, or not filming, but recording this podcast even. But we we want to do this so badly and really like make this the like the drive for our how we share ourselves. So kind of have to push ourselves and just do it anyway. I watched this couple, and they're like, "Oh, we're working till midnight again last night, starting our new venture." And I'm like, "Oh man, that's admirable." Like, I don't know if I could do that every night, but
But we've done it.
we've done it, but not, I feel like not like them, but I don't know. So
Well, we
just,
we do it in different ways.
yeah. Yeah, we do it in different ways. Like, we don't have a lot of help. My mom helps us when she can, but they go on vacation a lot, which they should because they're retired and living the life as retired folks. But like, I don't know. We don't have a babysitter and our nanny, and the kids aren't in school, and it's a lot of just like winging it, trying to figure out how to make sure we're raising them well and not making them watch too much TV. At least we took the iPads away.
I know, right? The iPads used to be, we realized about it, and it's like, okay, yeah, no more iPads. Like, that's too much freedom for you right now, right, on a screen. Mm-mm.
Yeah, well, it was just causing tantrums, and we're like, okay, this is not good. They'll figure it out.
Well, at the same time, everything that we're doing, again, we're going back to the beginning of the conversation. I love to tie things with a bow like that.
Hmm.
Our motivation is for them.
Yes.
They are our why. And whenever we see that we are either not spending a lot of time with them or not, um,
Too focused on like money and trying to hustle.
correct,
Mm.
that's when we put a stop and we're like, okay, hold on. The goal with abundance is to be abundant and spend their,
Yeah, not only money, but time and experiences and all of that.
yeah, the most valuable asset we have right now is time.
Yeah, for sure. So I think we've got some good tidbits in there today. We've been watching this really good show called The Lincoln Lawyer. If anybody's looking for a show, and I'm really excited to go watch an episode of that. So that's what we're going to do right now.
And then sleep,
And then sleep. And
please.
then tomorrow they start our windows upstairs.
It's gonna be fun.
I'm so not looking forward to our house being a mess, but I'm so excited to get new windows that we can open.
Mm-hmm.
So
Who buys a $500,000 house with windows that don't open?
we do.
Mm-hmm.
Oh well,
And
we didn't really
swimming.
know that. That's a story for another time.
Oh, yeah, let's not start on another tangent
Another
here.
time when it's all behind us. So, hope you all enjoyed this episode, and we will be back next week.
See ya.
Bye.